It is possible that when you arrive at your house, your dog mounts your leg. This behavior, which for us humans is very uncomfortable, is not always of a sexual nature. When you have visitors, some dogs do the same, but with visits, and this can make us feel a bit ashamed before the surprise, the laughter or the surprise of the guests. The important thing is that for your furry it means anything from a game to showing signs of stress, even health problems. Welcome friends. Today we will be learning the reasons why your dog rides your leg. If your dog does, you can write your experience in the comments. The first reason for a sexual component. When your bitch or your dog mounts your leg, in some cases it must be taken into account that it is dealing with a sexual component, although as you will see throughout the video, this is not always the case, and we must understand that the actions carried out by humans are not they can be taken to animal behavior, which for us can be uncomfortable, such as the fact that the dogs are smelling their parts, for this means something that is very important. The times that the sexual component is present occurs when the period of heat and acceptance is approaching. In a large part of females, although it could also happen in males. Of course, the percentage for this action is very small if we give examples of the other reasons that follow. The second reason is because he just wants to play. At some point without looking for it, it is possible that you have taught your dog that this was a correct way of interacting with you. On many occasions it happens that, for example, when they are puppies, we find it funny that our canine companion mounts us. Dogs have the ability to read our body language as well as understand the different tones of voice that we use to communicate. If at the moment the puppy did it we showed that we liked the behavior, we may have given him to understand that this was a correct way to interact with us, and it is possible that he does it to please you or in his own way to make you feel happy. So it is important to socialize him so that he understands that it is something you do not like and that there are other ways to let you know or show you that he wants to play for a while. The third reason for a pecking order. If the mount is carried out between males, it would be a behavior that seeks to establish a hierarchical order, never challenging the supremacy of humans. The roles that dogs adopted based on their hierarchy may vary depending on the context, showing their mission at times and leadership at times. Others, this attitude must be taken into account with a resolution of the conflict between animals, so it is better not to intervene. One of the theories that was widespread for a long time is that the dog did it to show that you were his property and he was the one in charge, but this must be taken with half measures, since it is about showing other dogs if they are as near as your favorite or make it clear that you are his human and he does not want others to be near you. The fourth reason for stress or overexcitement. If your dog is stressed or anxious, he may apply this action to let off steam. If he lives overwhelmed, he could also do it. This is also considered a sign of frustration for the dog and often happens when the dog is not taken for a walk or simply lives in a home where the adequate requirements are not met for it to live happily. This is also a way of letting you know that it needs your attention, that it needs you to play with it for a while and you are not realizing it, or simply to remember that it lives with you, and if you have it, it is also to dedicate a space to it. Dogs, they are important members of the family, and as beings that feel, they also have the right to be part of the activities you do every day. If you are liking this video, it would not be very helpful if you give us a like so that YouTube recommends it to more people. Only with this you will be helping us a lot and we will be very grateful. And if you are interested in everything we upload and the information about pets and the animal world, you can subscribe and activate the notification bell. We upload several videos in the week. The fifth reason for health problems. This occurs in part in dogs that have been sterilized. The cause of this behavior may be a health problem related to the urinary tract, either due to an infection problem, an allergy, or urinary incontinence, so we must take into account face to a possible visit to the vet to prevent your dog from mounting your leg. We should ignore it to try not to reinforce his behavior. Of course, we should not punish him for it, as it can become a way to empower it. Pay attention to your channel, have daily game sessions and provide them with stimuli to entertaining them are the best actions to ensure that you do not engage in this behavior. The sixth reason: he rides you because he is bored. A dog that does not have its needs for daily physical activity, mental stimulation, games and socialization covered, begins to manifest behaviors typical of boredom over time. The dog has nothing to do, which is why it sees you and wants to interact with you and release energy and find in the possibility of satisfying both needs is that you take your dog out at least once a day and that these outings last at least 30 to 45 minutes. During them, the dog needs to drain all its energy and test its both physical and mental skills. You can achieve this by throwing the ball and having him look for it by letting him sniff for a while walking and running. In part, everything serves to spend quality time together and thus reduce the chances that he will perform this behavior. How to make him stop doing it? In the event that this behavior bothers you too much or is compulsive, which would be defined as doing it every day or most of the time, it is recommended that it be corrected, but understanding that this is something normal in them and that it cannot be repressed is something you must understand. If you want to correct the behavior, you must do it from a puppy and not only when the dog is an adult, when the behavior has become something habitual, and also whenever it mounts a leg or a stuffed animal it gets laughter and applause. It will continue to do it and it will not be easier to eradicate this behavior. The key is to know the cause of this gesture, and if it is a disease, treat it urgently by the veterinarian. If it is an anxiety problem that usually brings other problems, it is best to hire an expert or an educator to help us manage it. One piece of information keep in mind is that it is convenient for the dog to go out enough times that it has toys in case it is very restless, and that of course it is indicated by positive reinforcement that it should not do so. Some of the behaviors of dogs can worry us, and it is normal since we are two different species, but the love we have for them makes us educate ourselves and learn more and more. For example, today it has been clear that when it mounts your leg it can be due to many factors. What must be considered? You can write your opinion in the comments. Okay, that's all for now, until next time.